Here at the Mission Office, there are two parts of my mission that I'm not really fulfilling very well. One is travelling overseas, and one is travelling around Australia doing appeals. You're with Mission Alive from the MSC Mission Office, and I'm Roger. You would understand why I'm not travelling overseas. I need to go overseas to meet our people over there, our national Mission Office directors and the board and other people, and to go and inspect projects and generally to meet people and to know the situation. The other one in Australia is to go to particularly our mission, our MSC parishes and schools to appeal for funds and to preach the mission and to give a message of mission. You can understand why these are happening. Why I'm not doing these because of the present situation of COVID. So we live in the real world of the situation in this pandemic at the moment. That's the real world. I spoke yesterday about one of our MSC brothers in Papua New Guinea at a remote station called Yonggai wanting tanks. There are a lot of difficulties in getting tanks to that place. And in the real world, there's a lot of reasons why it is difficult. The road that went there, that were particularly the horse track and loader used for small vehicles, is no longer serviceable. It hasn't been maintained because no money has been put on those sort of roads. And I know the roads that I used to drive on when I was in Papua New Guinea are closed because of lack of maintenance. I know there are airstrips that are not serviceable because no money has been put on them to get people to maintain the airstrip. And this has to do with a lot of government difficulties, which in the issues being that of management, economic management, administration, the use of money or the misuse of money, policies, priorities, and so on. There are many things in the country that are not going well. And sometimes it's not only a lack of development, it's what I sometimes call undevelopment. Development being undone through lack of maintenance. And we all know, if you don't maintain something, it starts to fall to pieces. So if you don't maintain roads, they go to pieces. If you don't maintain buildings, they go to pieces. So this young fella up at Yonggai, the tank is full of holes and it's rusty, was not maintained. One of the aspects of mission we see in the world today is that after the foreign missionaries go, many things become undone. Not blaming our local people, but the missionaries had access to funding from overseas. They could go home and they would raise money for what they needed in their station or their parish. Our national people, our local men and women, can't do that. They haven't got that base back home in an economically strong country. So they don't have that support. There is also a lack of vocations. In places where we used to have French missionaries, you might have 2, 3 or 4 priests and brothers and the same 2, 3 or 4 sisters, all working in different parts of the apostolate in any one station. We haven't got that now. Many of these stations, the sisters are not there anymore. You've got one priest up there. I don't know how he gets into the station because roads are closed and airstrips are closed. He must walk in. And he finds himself on this big station, which needs a lot of maintenance and a huge area to pastorally care for. And he's got to walk all of that. And he's on his own. So he's isolated, often not resident there. It's a little bit of a fly-in, fly-out situation, or a walk-in, walk-out situation. So often the pastoral care has not been taken care of. And when I was running the pastoral centre there, I would be able to bring in to the pastoral centre a whole number of lay pastoral workers, catechists and prayer leaders and others, and train them and to build them up. I'm sure that's not happening anymore. So a lot of stuff is going downhill, unfortunately. And this situation at Yongey is at the edge of that. How we get a tank in there, how we fix that problem, I don't know. We'll try. We'll see what we can come up with. But it's certainly not a good situation. So what I'm saying this morning is that to be church, to go on mission, we are under the heavy influence of the situation of the place and the country in which we are. And we have to be able to work with that. It means we have to think of new ways, to devise different methods, to find our way around problems so that we can continue to carry on with mission. So with all these difficulties and what we face today in many of our lives, let us remain on mission, let us remain faithful to the person of Jesus Christ and proclaim the good news to all people. Thank you.